Now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Corey Thompson.
What Joe just showed you, 1 day to go here until Christmas, and your Christmas Eve look does look pretty good if you've got some last minute shopping or starting to get together with family and friends. Not expecting the weather to be any trouble. 37 degrees for a high, so not as warm as perhaps initially expected several days ago, but the evolution of that forecast has been to bring the temperature down ever so slightly. A little bit of fog possible in the morning, and then we're watching out for some clouds to be pretty widespread. But otherwise, that's it on your first alert too. We just highlight that fog potential, which is between about now and through Tuesday morning. But then by about mid-morning, things start to dissipate. We're expecting better conditions after that. View from our Decorah City Cam shows a little bit of wind out there, and you see our Decorah observation north at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Same story across more of eastern Iowa, occasional little higher bursts of wind. We're going to keep it in that fairly light range over the next couple of days too. That's good news for people heading out on the road, as well as just people heading outdoors. It won't feel as cold with those winds staying light. We're currently at 34 in Decorah and Waterloo, 35 in Dubuque. Now, we did have a cold front pass through earlier today. A little area of low pressure brought precipitation mainly to our north. We did see some of that clip our northern zones earlier today, but many of us saw little to none. Now, through the rest of the night, clouds will continue to sag in behind this front. There was a little patch of clearing after the front passed by, but now we've seen those clouds get more and more common. And Pinpoint Futurecast keeps that trend going, the southern edge of that encompassing the entirety of the TV9 viewing area by tomorrow morning. Notice that there's little specks of snow or other precipitation that start to show up here over the course of the following 24 to 36 hours. We can't rule out a little bit of flurry activity or maybe a few areas of sprinkles during this time. Remember, a lot of this will be spent above freezing, so we're talking about liquid precipitation in many cases, but it does look like that will be relatively limited. Now, by tomorrow night, clouds still widespread on Christmas Eve night as Santa is making his arrival. Things should still be pretty clear of any sort of trouble, and as you head out and about on Christmas morning, if you're headed to see family then, clouds still there, precipitation still lacking. That's the good news. We do see our winds start to shift, though, as we go through Christmas Day, and eventually that's going to start to push our temperatures upward. But it's going to take a little time, and with the clouds around, we're not expecting big variations in temperature as we head through the holiday. Now, tonight, we'll call your first alert forecast around 28 degrees in Charles City, 31 in Iowa City. It's going to take several hours to get there now that clouds have become pretty widespread. Don't forget about that fog, but early on Tuesday, we should see that fog diminish. Instead, we'll just keep it cloudy. 33 in Charles City, 33 in Manchester, but as warm as 36 in Mount Pleasant, and a few areas in the upper 30s compared to the coolest readings in the north. Now, overall, your Christmas forecast does involve those upper 30s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Kind of a carbon copy in terms of our temperatures. Winds, though, staying very, very light. We're keeping those through the weekend, even as storm systems approach on Friday and Saturday, lacking much force. That will start to pull in those warmer temperatures, though, as those winds shift to the south. We're going to see a very warm air mass arrive by the time we get toward the end of the week. That comes with a couple of storm systems. The first arrives late on Thursday, probably more toward Thursday night, giving us the chance for some showers. It moves on, and then we see perhaps a little bit of a lull Friday night before another round of rain arrives by later Friday night into Saturday. So a couple of wet days in a row. Behind this system, we'll stay relatively mild on Sunday, but drier. And so if you're traveling home from a long holiday weekend, it does look like things will be in pretty good shape. Now, as we head toward the start of January, signals are a little bit mixed in terms of how cold, how warm it'll be. We have equal chances for those above or below normal temperatures, but it does look like the active weather pattern will stick around, and we keep the chance for some precipitation above normal, at least across a good portion of the Midwest.